Stay back. Good morning, guys. It's Darlene with Chalk Couture. Just trying to make sure you can see everything. Going to slide this down just a little bit, slide my colors down. So I have this project here that is an older transfer, and I'm going to show you how to do multicolors on this. It's going to be a challenge. I'm going to tell you that already. It will be challenging because the areas are going to start to dry. I'm going to get some paper towels ready so that we can do the damp paper towel method. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put them under the faucet, going to wring them out. So you want to get out the majority of the water. So I put them under there, I squished them up, wrung them out, and then I'm just going to simply open them up, get them ready, because this will be small, tedious work, and it will start drying. So if your chalk paste dries in your transfer, then that is no bueno. So that is no good. You do not want that to happen. You want to be able to have your chalk paste down on your surface. So we are going to protect that. So this is a silk screen transfer. I have put an X on the back because when we are done and we wash this, we want to put it onto the correct side. You could put the name of the transfer on the back. You could simply write help each other or whatever the name is of this. I actually, let me look on the package because Family Rules. This is called Family Rules. This is an older transfer. This is one of our surfaces, our 9x12 box frame. And I think it actually is 9.5 by 12.5. They go by what this area in here is. They don't go by the outside. They go by the usable space. And even though it is Chalk Couture, it is a painted surface. So you're going to want to wax it, because you do not want that white paint to get stuck to the back of your transfer. So we're just putting a little bit of wax on that. This is Powers Premium Paste Wax. I like this type. This is from Home Depot. I simply wiped a little bit on, wiped it off. I'm going to use a paper towel to wipe the remainder of that off. So there is just a tiny thin coat of wax on there between my transfer and my surface. Okay, my transfer is brand new. So with a brand new transfer, it's very sticky. So you will want to fuzz it. You can use an old towel. This is our fuzzing cloth from Chalk Couture. It's that nice, pretty teal color. But you do not have to have this. You can simply use an old towel. For a smaller transfer, you can use your t-shirt. And you're just going to press it down onto here and get a little bit of the fuzzy, or yeah, a little, it is Monday, a little bit of the stickiness off, because it is very sticky when it's brand new. And then you're just going to peel it. And then you're going to center this on your surface, whatever surface you would be using. And I'm just going to center that as best as I can, and then you start to press from the center out and then down and get all of those little air bubbles out, because you want it to be adhered firmly to your surface. And a great thing to do, it is very possible that I could get chalk paste out here on the sides. If you felt that you would, you could put blue painter's tape along the sides, because it is not going to come off of this surface. This is a surface that it is not going to be washable off of and not have a shadow, because this is a painted surface. Painted surfaces are different than a chalkboard. A chalkboard it will come off of easily. So I am just going to put a little bit of protection down there on both of the sides, because I think that's where I'm going to have my problem. So I'm just protecting that. The top will be fine, the bottom will be fine. Just going to put some along the sides. I'll use that little piece. Don't want to waste this stuff. Use this little piece down here, and then I'll put some in the center. So we're going to do a lot of colors. I wanted to make this so that it could go in a playroom, in a child's room, could just be in your living room, but I wanted it to be bright because I wanted it to catch children's attention. And so I used all of the bright primary colors, and we are going to use Candy Apple Red. I'll move these over here, it'll be easier. Candy Apple Red, Bumblebee, this is Liberty, this is Parakeet. I know that's not, I just like this green better than I do the green Envy. So this is a bright green compared to what a regular primary color green would be. So Parakeet, Orange Peel, and this is Grape Soda. So I have stirred up all of my chalk paste. You want them to be the consistency of sour cream or yogurt. A few of them I had to spray a little bit of water in there and then stir because they do start to thicken. So I am going to start putting this on here, kind of rethinking that. I want to put some tape up there. I am a messy crafter. I don't know about you guys, but my goodness, I try really hard not to be. I inevitably am wearing paint, chalk paste, ink when I write. It just happens. I am just messy. So let's prepare that in case the chalk paste goes up above that. We're just going to protect it. So I'm going to just kind of go with a pattern. Help each other, do your best, dream big, laugh, keep your promises, be loving and kind, do hard things. Get the hair out of there. Ooh, the hair is underneath. Okay guys, no bueno. Let's get this hair out of here. Oh my goodness. So I noticed that. And that is, I'm sure that is my hair. No one else has been in here. Okay, so I just wanted to get that out of there so it didn't leave a mark. It would actually not put chalk paste where that hair was. So this is your chance when you're still haven't started yet to fix those things. Okay, so where'd we leave off? Do hard things. Never give up. Keep it real. Trust God. Remember you are loved. So I am just going to use our primary colors, and I am going to start, and then I'm going to add in all of these others. I have mini squeegees. I have multi-tools. I'm going to be going back and forth whatever I need to use. I'll put these guys up here. These are my lids, and yes, they're ugly on the other side, but it just shows they're well loved. They get tipped over. I take them to the craft shows. The chalk paste gets on the other side. So I am going to squeegee this on here, spread it. I'm going to try very hard not to go down onto my letters below. I'm not going to cry if I do. I'm simply going to do my best. It can be difficult because they are close together. You're going to put the excess back into your jar. I'm squeegeeing up so that I'm going away. Like I say, I am a messy crafter, and I expect that I will have an issue or two, and I'm okay with that. I have come to grips with I will not be perfect, and that's okay because I sell these at my craft show, and every one of them is different, and my customers love that. They love that it's unique. It has its own little touch to it. They are not concerned, and I shouldn't be concerned. So you have to let go of that too. Simply do your best. do what this line says, do your best. And try not to mix your colors. When you're putting a color back into your jar, if you have accidentally picked up some of the red or the blue below, wipe your squeegee onto a paper towel. Do not put it back into your jar. Do not contaminate your other colors. You will be sad because then you will not have true colors anymore. It will start to change. And so I'm just looking. I'm looking to make sure I don't have even just a tiny little bit of that. It's blended up there, but it did not blend on my little squeegee. So just try to get that. I'm going to use my finger to go up. And I do see I have yellow in the eye. That's okay. Not going to cry about that. I am doing my best. I've done this for several months. I'm still not perfect. Don't ever expect to be. And that's okay because I'm fine with that. I'm fine with just doing my best. So I'm going to use our Liberty Blue. This is a great color for 4th of July. It's one of our new colors that they brought out so that we can use this when we are doing our patriotic stuff. It's a great deep color. See, I got some yellow in there. I'm gonna wipe this on a paper towel. I always have paper towels ready because I know I'm gonna need them. Okay, as soon as I get this part done, I'm gonna lay a paper towel that's damp down on here. So I am going to wipe this onto my paper towel right here because I had a little bit of the yellow on there. I'm going to do Laugh. I'm going to do that in the green. This is our parakeet. And then I'm just going to lay down a paper towel so that this can stay moist. Okay, so I have a whole roll of paper towels. I'm probably going to have to get a couple more of wet paper towels. And I can just take this and I can press up so that I'm getting that chalk paste away from that. I'm going to set a damp paper towel right down here onto all of this that we just chalked, and I'm going to gently pat. That's going to keep my moisture in while I move on to the next part. So just going to move that up just a tiny bit so that I can get all of my letters. So this is orange peel. It's a great color for it because that is what it looks like. It looks like an orange peel. And it's pretty narrow. I am going to use a multi-tool to just get in there and start spreading that because I kind of think that the squeegee would not be a smart choice. It's narrower than the squeegee. So I got way too much on there. Gonna take off a bunch of that. Gonna spread it down below. And you just want to make sure that it's smooth. You want to squeegee it, get it as smooth as you can. Okay, so our next color will be our purple. Be loving and kind. So this is grape soda. And we can use a regular squeegee with this because it's a wide enough area. So I can just start squeegeeing across, get that filled in. You can kind of push up if you want to, so that you're just filling those areas there. And then I go from the bottom and pull up, so I'm not going down into these letters. So I'm pulling up and then I'm going to squeegee across, remove the excess, gonna check, make sure I didn't pick up. I blended some of the orange up in the empty area. That's okay. I just don't want to have it on my squeegee when I wipe it on my jar. It's okay if it's up there in the in-between area. So I'm just trying to make that nice and smooth. Okay. And I have no idea what I did with my green squeegee. Oh, I wiped it. I did. So, all right. So I wiped it and started with a new one. All right. Sorry, guys. It is Monday. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this down on our next area. I'm going to grab a couple more paper towels because we're going to need them. Let's go ahead and get at least one more wet, and because then we're going to put the moisture back in at the end. Just wringing that out. Okay, so it's damp. It's not soaking wet. It's just damp. I squoze out the water. I could probably squeeze it out again. It is just damp. Okay. All right. So do hard things. So I have 2 rows right here, and I'm going to use my red. Okay. I may choose to use a different color. I may do blue right here and not have my pattern be exact because I got a tiny bit of purple there. If I put yellow there, it's not going to cover, but blue will. So I may change my pattern up a little bit, which is fine. I usually have a plan on what I'm doing, but if you need to change it, that's fine. Just kind of look at it, figure out what you're going to do. If in the midst of doing it, something changes, like getting another color, there's just a tiny bit, it might be okay. Can barely see it. Maybe we'll just go for it. So just using my little squeegees. I thought I would need more of these. I'll need these for this area because these are all really blended together. There's not a lot of space in between the rows, so this is more difficult. I wanted to show you that. I have saved this one. I've been wanting to do it, but I kind of just had to have the right time when I had lots of time to just slowly go line by line and show you guys how to do this. Okay, so we will go ahead and do that. We will use a multi-tool. I'm going to wipe off that little bit of red that was right there. We're just going to use a multi-tool because this is a tiny area here. Might need a little bit more than that, but our multi-tool can get into those small areas, which is great. I've seen people use tiny makeup brushes, they're the ones that have the little rubbery ends on them, and they do beautiful, beautiful work just painting basically with those, using the chalk paste. And you can do that. You can use whatever works for you. Okay. So our next color will be our blue. Keep it real. Ooh. Well, you know what I just did? Did you see that? I dropped some down here. We're changing this up. This is now blue. Okay. Remember what I said. Sometimes things change. I dropped a little speck of blue on there, so this is going to be blue. No big deal. I simply want this to be bright colors. I'm not going to cry that my pattern is not perfect. I'm not going to cry that I had to change my plans. It will be fine. Just going to do it. And it's Monday. Oh my goodness. Already. How did it get to be Monday again? I know it has to be because you have your nice long weekend and then you have Monday. So, all right. So our next color in our pattern would have been green. We're just going to do our parakeet green right here. We're going to use a little multi-tool to spread that. Spread our love. And then I have to decide what I want the ending color to be. Do I want it to be purple? Do I want it to be orange? Oops. Gonna wipe this on a paper towel because I got some yellow. It didn't go into my letters, but it did go onto my multi-tool. So just going to wipe this on a paper towel now that I've contaminated the tool with another color. So you don't want to put that back in your jar, and that's okay. We are just going to wipe it on a paper towel instead. We want to have true colors in our jars. We don't want them to be mixed at all. Okay, so this is starting to dry. I'm going to put a paper towel down right now because I do not want that to dry in my transfer. I want it to be on my board. Just going to pat this, get the moisture back down into that, and then we're going to do our final row here. And I think that I will just go ahead and do orange. Orange is a great bright color. I like this orange. It is a true orange. It is not like a pumpkin-y orange. And we'll just use, I already have the multi-tool dirty. We're just going to go ahead and use that and start spreading. So we're almost done. And then we can pat these down, get all the moisture back into everything, and then we're going to pull, peel, and reveal. I'm always excited to do that because it still surprises me how well these turn out. It's amazing to me still after all these months, and it hasn't been that many because I joined in August. So it hasn't, sincerely has not been a long time. It has not been a year yet. So I am still surprised every time I pull a transfer at how nice it looks underneath. Just trying to get off a little bit more because this is reusable. You do not need to waste that. You only need simply what is down below the surface on your chalkboard, on your sign, whatever it might be. Okay, just pat, pat, pat. Get that moisture back down in there. You know, sometimes this will give it a different texture. I am simply going to wet a paper towel, and I'm going to put it down here. I have noticed that sometimes the texture of the paper towel will go through, so we want it to be consistent, so I am going to put it down on the bottom even though we just did that. So we're going to have the same pattern on everything. Pat, pat, pat. Pull your paper towels. These go into the trash can. Peel your blue painter's tape. Which was great. It protected it. I would have went off the sides. I am a messy person. I am okay with that. I don't think that will ever change. I think that I will always be a messy person. Even when I try really hard not to be, that's just the way it is. So take your corners and start to peel down. And then once you get right here, then you can start to peel from the center. Oh my gosh, look at that. Awesome! Yay! It's so beautiful! Oh my gosh, I love all the bright colors. What do you guys think? I'm going to put this into my water bath. You can see that there's chalk paste all over this. You do not want the chalk paste to dry on your transfer. You can see that this is a silk screen transfer. It is not just a stencil. A stencil, you could not have things like this, these letters floating out there. And you would not have any of your centers with a stencil. Okay, so I got that down into my water. I will wash that in just a moment, and I will clean up all my mess, and then I will start my day. So thank you so much for watching my videos. I truly appreciate it. I love when you make comments. If you have questions, put your questions below. I go back and I read them. It may not be the same day. I do have a busy life. I do have a full-time bookkeeping company as well as this, and 2 Etsy stores. We are busy. My 2 daughter-in-laws work with me, and they do a ton of things every day. So if you have questions, if you want to know more about Chalk Couture, if you'd love to join my team, just put that in the comments below. I will get back with you, and I hope that you all have a wonderful Monday, and I will be talking to you again soon. Stay back.